The co-founder of the very popular Canadian brand Smash and Tess is also a best-selling author. Teresa Freeborn is in Halifax today ahead of an exciting event where she will discuss her book, Suits and Skirts, Game On. And she joins us in studio this morning. Good morning, Teresa.
Good morning, Stephanie. Great to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. And your book, it's such an important, concept, and it shines a light on how women are still highly underrepresented in leadership roles. So what do we know about gender equality in the workplace?
Well, it's interesting that the first question is sort of like, why are you even writing this book? What got you so enervated that you had to put it down on paper? And I think what it is it just comes down to the fact that here we are in 2025. And honestly, if you look at even just one little stat, look at the number of women that are CEOs in the Fortune 500. Today, we're sitting at maybe about 55 women. Well, that's like just over what? So maybe 11%. Mm-hmm. And if you think about that, they've been keeping track of this one stat since 1971 where we had one woman. Here we are in 2025, and we only have 50? Come on, this is ridiculous, and it's kind of shameful. And that's what got me enervated and thought, no, we need to talk about this. This progress is too slow.
And even just thinking about those numbers, it's really just one more a year by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And so your book, it speaks directly to men, not women necessarily. So why is that?
Well, first of all, I think as a woman, and you're probably in the same boat here, we read a lot of books about women in leadership and the lack of women in leadership. And we're trying to get better all the time, right? There's this whole sort of, let's focus on that. Let's see what we can do different to get in those higher positions. Well, here's the thing. It's men who have those higher positions today. They're the ones in those leadership roles. They're the ones that can make the difference. They're the ones that can make the change. They've got the power today. Corporate America, corporate Canada was never set up with women in mind at that senior level. It was created by men for men. So now women want and deserve their place in it. And actually it's the men, and my thesis is this, that it's the men that are in the way. So I come right out, no holds barred discussion on why this is such an important thing to focus on and how it's men that can help us make this difference and make the change.
And what changes can workplaces make, can companies make to, be better at this?
Well, I think first it comes down to ownership of the problem. We have a woman problem here. It's really simple. And the first thing that I believe every organization has to accept is that this is a problem. Corporations would be better, run better, business would be more profitable. They'd have less boardroom controversy. They'd have happier workforces. They would have better sales, better innovation if they just had that balance and perspective at the table. And by having one gender represented at the senior level, not good enough. You're not going to get that perspective.
And you touched there on better sales, and it has been said that companies run by women make more money. And why is that?
Hands down, they make more money. And if we could just take the time to read all of the research papers that are out there, you don't have to do any additional research. Go check it out. And I think this is where you're going to realize, oh my God, there's a real valid business reason for you to have more women in leadership. And it's definitely documented. And so that's a really big difference. Really big difference. You can have a business that's more profitable. And guess what happens, guys? It just actually trickles down to your comp plans. You're gonna make more money personally if you have a business that's more successful.
And who doesn't want that as a business owner too?
Yeah, good question.
So what do you want someone to take away from your book?
Well, I think that I look at always two audiences, and I would say for the women, what women usually tell me after they read the book, even though I didn't write it for them, the majority of people buying the book are women. Mm-hmm. And they just say, Teresa, you validated me. You say all the things that I've been wanting to say, but you also give me this playbook that I need, because unintentional bias and all the things that are keeping women from those senior places, it's still alive and well. And women want to know how to react to that when they see it happen in the workplace. So that's the women. For the men, I think the men just have to recognize that we have a huge problem and they need to own it. So then we can start to get things done and start to make some change. And they've got the power. They're the ones that can make that happen. So.
And off the top, talked about you're here in Halifax for an event. Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm here with the Canadian Credit Union Association. They brought me in, so we have 1,000 leaders, and I would say the majority of them are going to be men. The plan is to have me say a few words tomorrow morning. And I think the idea is, women, come on down, because you're going to want to listen to this, but you have to bring a man with you, okay? Bring one of the old white guys with you. That's what we want.
That's the requirement for the event. All right, well, Teresa, thank you so much. We'll have to leave it there for today, but thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.